Mars retrograde is over. But wait, this wasn't supposed to happen. Everyone braced for chaos, but things took a different turn. Let's be real. Everyone braced for chaos. We expected breakdowns, tension, everything flipping upside down. But guess what? That didn't really happen. Instead of crashing into a wall, it's like the universe hit the gas. The energy shifted, but not in the way anyone expected. Instead of chaos, there's this weird sense of momentum, clarity, like the fog finally lifted, and suddenly we can see where we're going. But here's the catch. Not everyone feels the same. Some are supercharged, ready to go, while others are still reeling from Mars's chaos. And some feel both, caught between momentum and an overwhelming sense of, what the hell just happened? But don't worry, if you still feel unmotivated, it's not because you're falling behind. It's because something big is aligning for you. Just give it a little more time because by the end of this, you're going to understand exactly why things had to happen this way. And if you couldn't sleep last night, I have some news for you. There's one specific reason why most of us weren't able to sleep last night. And when you find out what it is, you're going to be mind blown. Stay with me because I'm going to reveal it later. But that's not even the wildest part, because some of you are about to experience something that nobody saw coming, something Mars left behind that doesn't want to let go. Mars's retrograde wasn't just a slowdown, it was a battle. And now that it's over, we're dealing with the aftermath. Think of it like this. The war is done, but the battlefield is still smoking. Some people feel charged up and ready to act, like they've been unleashed. Others are still reeling, still feeling the weight of everything that's happened. This isn't just about moving forward, it's about what Mars left behind. Unfinished emotions, unresolved conflicts, that deep nagging feeling that something's not quite over yet. And here's where things get really weird, because some of you are experiencing something that shouldn't even be possible. Keep watching. Something feels off today. It's subtle at first, but once you notice it, you can't ignore it. Time isn't behaving normally. Some of you woke up and boom, it's already evening. Hours vanished in what felt like minutes. Others, the day is dragging endlessly, like time itself is stuck in slow motion. But here's the thing, this isn't your imagination. Mars is sinking back into full power, and in doing so, it's bending perception. Think of it like an archer pulling back an arrow. Time stretched under the weight of Mars retrograde, and now that arrow just launched forward. Time isn't waiting for you anymore. It's forcing you into action. That thing you've been postponing, that decision you've been avoiding, the universe isn't giving you a choice anymore. You either move with the energy or you get left behind. And speaking of things that aren't done with us yet, let's talk about what's creeping back in. If you thought you left something behind during the retrograde, surprise, it's not done with you yet. Conversations you swore were over, emotions you thought were healed, conflicts that seemed to fade away, suddenly they're back. Maybe in the same form, maybe in a completely new disguise. But the energy is unmistakable. This isn't a random repeat. It's a test. Old patterns are baiting you. Old wounds are poking at you. And the way you respond this time, it matters more than ever. And this is exactly why this is actually good. This isn't just a test. It's a golden opportunity to break free, rewrite your story, and finally close the loop on what's been holding you back. Handle it differently this time, and watch how fast everything aligns in your favor. Because if you do, things are about to shift in a way you never expected. Remember at the start when I told you there was a reason you couldn't sleep last night? Here it is. Last night wasn't just another night. It felt off. Maybe you woke up suddenly at strange times, like something pulled you out of your dreams. Maybe you tossed and turned, feeling like you were half here, half somewhere else. Even if you slept through the night, you probably woke up feeling unsettled, exhausted, or just different. And if your dreams felt more real than usual, that's not your imagination. Something was happening. Mars doesn't just leave quietly, it marks everything it touches. People are reporting bizarre, almost prophetic dreams. Visions of fire, red lights, old memories resurfacing like ghosts from the past. Some people felt like they were awake inside their dream, watching it unfold instead of just experiencing it. Others felt like they were somewhere else entirely. Different time, a different version of themselves? That's because Mars didn't just shift positions, it shook the foundation of our subconscious. When a planet as aggressive and forceful as Mars switches gears so suddenly, it doesn't just move forward and call it a day. It reverberates, leaving an energetic imprint that messes with our minds, our sleep, our entire sense of reality. It's like a ripple in time, a sudden jolt of momentum that your body is trying to process, even while you sleep. So if you felt like something was keeping you awake, if you woke up feeling like you ran a marathon in another reality, or if you can't shake the feeling that last night wasn't just another night, you're not wrong. And here's where it gets even stranger. Because while Mars may have moved forward, your body is still catching up. You know that feeling when you step off a treadmill, and for a few seconds it feels like the ground is still moving beneath you? That's what's happening right now. We were in reverse for so long that moving forward feels unnatural, like we skipped a step, like something is missing. Everything feels too fast, too slow, too intense, all at once. One moment you feel a surge of energy, like you could take on the world. The next, it's like you've hit a wall, drained, unable to focus, completely burned out. This isn't just exhaustion. It's an energetic whiplash, a system recalibrating itself in real time. Your body, mind, and emotions are processing months of delayed energy all at once, and that's why nothing feels normal. Emotions you thought were buried, suddenly they're back. It's not just nostalgia, it's Mars forcing you to face what's unfinished. Even physically, it's like something is off. Your body feels tense without reason. Your mind is restless, and no matter what you do, there's this deep sense that something is building, waiting, about to be released. It's frustrating, but at the same time, it's exciting. Because this isn't just chaos for the sake of chaos. This is momentum. This is an opportunity. Mars didn't just leave and close the door behind it, it threw the door wide open. And now everything that was stuck, everything that was put on hold, everything you avoided dealing with, it's all rushing back in. This is it. The moment you've been feeling in the air, the shift you've been sensing but couldn't quite put into words, it's here. But here's the part no one saw coming. Mars retrograde wasn't the transformation, it was the preparation. You know how a storm builds up for days, the pressure thick in the air, and then suddenly, boom, the sky cracks open, the floodgates release. The energy has to go somewhere. That's exactly what's happening now. The universe is watching. Your next move sets the tone for the rest of the year, and this is where people start making big, drastic decisions. Not because they're reckless, not because they're impulsive, but because they feel something shifting deep inside them that they can't ignore anymore. Jobs that felt tolerable yesterday are unbearable today. Old dreams you buried are suddenly clawing their way back to the surface. It's not random. This is the final test. Think of the last few months as a massive cosmic reset. The universe has been stripping away illusions, revealing truths, forcing you to see what you've been avoiding. And now it's watching to see if you learned the lesson, if you're finally ready to stop circling around the same patterns and step into the real gift that's coming in March. Because make no mistake, March is the game changer. It's when the new path fully locks in. But what people don't realize is that the decision isn't made in March. It's made now, right now. If you've been feeling that urge to act, that deep inner knowing that something has to change, this is your confirmation. But here's the catch. You have to be sure. A lot of people are about to make impulsive, fear-based decisions. They're going to mistake the urgency in the air for pressure instead of opportunity. They're going to jump at the first exit sign, not realizing they're stepping into another loop of the same old cycle. And that's where everything splits. Because those who choose from a place of clarity, who recognize that this energy isn't here to rush them, but to align them, they're the ones who step into March already ahead. So here's the real test. Are you acting out of fear or are you acting out of power? Because the energy doesn't lie. Your choice is either setting you free or keeping you trapped. Everything you do right now carries more weight than usual. It's not just another day, another week. This is a pivotal moment where your actions decide what comes next. Imagine you've been held back at the starting line of a race, and suddenly the gates just flew open. The question is, are you ready to run? Because this isn't a slow, gentle transition. This is a catapult. And if you don't move with this energy, you risk wasting it. And here's the crazy part. You might already feel it. That restless, jittery energy in your body. That sudden feeling like you need to do something, but you don't know what. That's Mars waking up inside you. It's been forced into pause mode for months, but now that it's free, it's like a coiled spring snapping back into motion. You might feel like you're bursting with ideas, like suddenly everything makes sense, like you need to act right now. Or on the flip side, you might feel completely exhausted, like your body is still catching up with the sudden shift. But here's the thing, both are signs that Mars is working through you. This is energy recalibrating, forcing everything into alignment. But here's the trap. Most people will hesitate. They'll feel the urge to move, the clarity hitting them like lightning. But instead of acting, they'll wait. They'll second guess themselves. They'll think, maybe later, maybe when I feel more ready. And that's where they lose. Because this window, it won't last forever. If you wait too long, this momentum will slip through your fingers. You'll wake up in a week feeling like nothing ever changed, like you're right back where you started. And that's not because you didn't have the chance. It's because you hesitated. Right now, every choice you make holds more power than usual. If you act, you set things in motion in ways you can't even imagine. But if you sit back and do nothing, this energy will pass right over you, and you'll be left wondering why everything still feels stagnant. Time is bending. Opportunities are multiplying. And the next 72 hours, they hold more weight than you can imagine. This is a cosmic pressure point, a window where the energy you put out is amplified. It's not just another day. It's not just another decision. What you do in these next 3 days will set off a chain reaction that shapes the rest of your 2025. You're either in control of this Mars energy or you get dragged by it. Here's the thing. Mars energy is fast, direct, unstoppable. When it moves hard. And right now it's watching what you do with this momentum. If you take action, even a small step toward the path you've been avoiding, the universe will match your energy. You'll notice things suddenly aligning. But if you hesitate, if you let doubt creep in, if you fall back into the comfort of waiting for the right time, the energy moves on. This is what no one tells you. Windows like this don't stay open forever. If you don't step through it, the opportunity doesn't wait for you. And the worst part? You'll feel it 3 days from now. If you don't take action, you'll wake up with this heavy sense of, I should have done something. You won't be able to explain it, but you'll know. You'll know that you felt the moment slip through your fingers. But that doesn't have to be your story, because right now you're standing at a crossroads. One path keeps you exactly where you are. The other propels you into a reality that's been waiting for you this entire time. If you're still watching, I'd like to thank you for your attention. If you enjoyed the content and want to see more, please consider clicking the subscribe button. Your support is very appreciated. Feel free to share your experiences or thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, take care and subscribe for more insightful content.